Look, if you'd ask me what are the two biggest players in the AI no-code website builders or best AI app builder race, I would without a second thought name Base44 versus Hostinger. Both companies constantly deliver innovations, both platforms are gaining more users, and well, they are created for slightly different purposes. So, should you go with the advanced Wix AI website builder Base44 or the beginner-friendly Hostinger Horizons? Let's find out together. Let's start with ease of use. That's the main reason we're using AI in the first place, to be as easy to use as possible. When you sign up for Base44 AI, the process is straightforward, but I'm not gonna lie, it does come with a bit of a learning curve. It offers full integration, which is fantastic, and you can easily utilize this app builder, no code required at all. Just be aware that it takes more time to truly squeeze the best of Base44. On the other hand, Hostinger Horizons makes everything quick and easy. It's designed for complete beginners. You don't need any prior experience to get started. It currently is more of a web app builder. No code required, of course, and I like that it's that way. For beginners, it's easy to first create a website and then build up business or app ideas from there. But you probably know where this is going. It has fewer integrations and is not as scalable. If it's your first time creating an app, go with Hostinger. If you already know what you will need, then check out Base44. Either way, the biggest discount links for both are in the description, or you can scan the QR code on the screen for Hostinger's deal. Now, let's jump into an example app we're going to create on this Base44 versus Hostinger AI app builder comparison. We'll call it Mood Map, which allows users to track and visualize their moods. I know, unique, but just roll with me. When it comes to onboarding, Base44 provides a detailed step-by-step guide, which is helpful but can feel overwhelming. The AI prompts are generally clear, but Base44 sometimes feels like it takes longer to answer, and sometimes answers not exactly what I wanted. In contrast, Hostinger Horizons offers user-friendly prompts that guide you through the process seamlessly, understanding your needs right away with fewer follow-up questions. It's a bit faster, at least in my experience, and I sort of liked what it crafted a bit more. But don't get me wrong, Hostinger AI can also take a few prompts to make it right, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. First, the app creation itself. So, this is a prompt I've crafted with a bit of help from ChatGPT to create my app. I won't go over everything, but we want the ability to log our mood, get reminders, and most importantly, the app needs to be easy to use. The last part might be the most interesting difference between these platforms, how they interpret ease of use. And we're off to the races. Let's see what they can cook. As you can see, Hostinger delivered the first results a bit faster, while Base44 took its time. As I mentioned before, I like what both platforms deliver. Even after one message, my mood app looks superb, and it mostly functions as intended. However, and that might be my personal preference, Horizons has a bit more style to it. It feels more modern, visually. But you might look for a more solid business look. Then all these colors can be a detriment for sure. As of now, since the AIs are still relatively fresh, most of your messages will fix what the AI did not understand from your request. It will be better, but let's say here, Base44 interprets that AI personalized insight request weirdly. But also I want to note that I too could have gone with a more detailed prompt. That's mostly to demonstrate to you that it's a two-way process. The AI can't fully understand what you want if you don't tell it what you want. For Horizons, it matches my initial prompt very well, but it too had some rougher places. Mood tracking was okay, but definitely not as easy or intuitive as I wanted. Luckily for both platforms, all it takes is just sending a few more messages addressing each thing you want to be changed. Oh, and here's a tip about this. Don't try to fix everything in one go. Address issues one by one. That way the AI won't get lost in what exactly you want it to do. Now let's talk about the final output from each platform. With Base44, you'll get solid functionality, but sometimes the visual design can lack that extra appeal. But as I mentioned before, the look is solid and well fitted for more serious business apps. In comparison, Hostinger Horizons delivers vibrant and professional designs right out of the box. I really like how Hostinger's apps all have that pop to them. But yeah, for some projects that might be too much. I think you know which provider to choose now. Discount links are in the description, but if you want more, let's talk about speed. Performance is another critical factor, and no, we're not talking about the speed in which the platform builds your app, but how the end user will experience your apps. Remember, these platforms are not only for creating apps, but also hosting them fully. Let's host both of our apps, fix a few things, and send them to the testing chamber. I mean, It's just a Google tool, but the testing chamber sounded cooler. Anyway, what are the results? First things first, both platforms showed amazing results compared to industry standards and averages, especially for the price. It's easy to see apps loading in the 5 to 8 second mark. While even that isn't that bad for an app, when competitors can do better, you probably also want to, compete. In this regard, Base44 tended to load a bit slower, not a crazy difference, but in 99% of my tests, it was slightly slower. Hostinger, however, feels snappier and more optimized for a smooth user experience. But that's sort of expected from Hostinger, since their systems are tuned up with Lightspeed servers and NVMe storage drives. So I was sort of expecting this from the get-go. Again, good performance from both, but if you want to squeeze everything you can, then go with Hostinger. Okay. I mentioned pricing in this Base44 versus Hostinger Horizons comparison, so let's talk about it. It's great that both platforms sort of offer you a free app builder, a way to test run them without paying anything. But we should also think about the long term from the start. Base44 pricing has a minimal monthly fee of under $20 with no limit on app creation. However, the complexity might require more messages to get your app just right. That 100 monthly message limit can disappear rather quickly if you're building something complex. Hosting Horizons, on the other hand, charges under $10 per month and allows you to create one website with 30 AI credits a month, making it ideal for small businesses. Now, that is quite limiting, but if we put similarly priced plans from both providers, well, 25 websites and 70 credits a month sounds way more logical, doesn't it? And also, remember, our Mood app, Hosting Horizons might require a few messages to get what you actually want. Let's put that into perspective with a quick example. If it takes about 10 messages to launch your app on Hostinger, that would cost you around $2.30. With Base44, if it takes you around 15 to 20 messages, you're looking at about $2.40 or $50. Now, I know that sounds like a minuscule difference, especially when talking about apps, but remember, we're looking at the long term. With changes and updates, so multiply this by 100, by 1,000 even, and you'll see the difference. Basically, both platforms are relatively even price-wise. Hosting Horizons has a cheaper entry point, and Base44 offers more from the get-go. Final verdict? Both are competitive, but Hostinger is slightly more cost-effective for beginners. In summary, both Base44 and Hosting Horizons have their unique strengths. If you're after advanced features and don't mind investing some time to learn, Base44 is the way to go. However, and that's a big however, if you're just starting out or need a super straightforward app building experience, Hosting Horizons is definitely the better choice. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. What's the best AI website builder for you, Base44 from Wix or Hosting Horizons? And do you want a more extensive comparison of these AI tools? Also, why not subscribe to stay up to date with all the other tech-related videos I'll be releasing? Anyway, that's enough for today. I hope to see you next time. Bye.